So with the official release of Black Clover Chapter 243 is now out on Viz Media. As promised, I will continue to do this every week where the fan translation will drop either Friday or Saturday. I'll review it that day, and once the official release drops, we'll do a further breakdown of the chapter. Few things I want to touch upon that I didn't go in detail in my review, but this was a really good chapter. Another 10 out of 10 chapter. Tabata has been on a roll lately. This makes me think that this is the best year. This is going to be the best year of Black Clover because this arc is something else. I think for the past month, I've been saying every chapter, this is the best chapter yet. And all of a sudden next week, we get an amazing chapter that tops it. So I don't know what to say anymore. But for this week's chapter, the fan translation did an awesome job. There was a few grammar mistakes that the Viz fixed and, some minor details that gave us more context. But overall, it was pretty much the same thing. So for starters, I guess we can start with the first key moment that happened in this chapter. I feel like this is something that a lot of people glossed over, but I feel like this is huge. Vanessa talked about that last attack that Asta did erased all of the magic in the entire area that Dante used, just by a single swing of Asta's anti-magic demon slayer sword. But remember, this is Dante using 60% that had the whole battlefield shook. No one could move, just because of the sheer force of pressure that Dante was using with his gravity magic, and Asta was able to negate that just by a single swing. This was a very impressive feat because with this 60% pressure that Dante was using, it made everyone run out of magic. Even Vanessa's cat Rouge ran out, just disappeared, and the one that can manipulate fate disappeared, but Asta was able to negate that entirely. I don't think Dante expected that from Asta as well. If Asta can just make someone's magic that literally covers up an entire battlefield just disappear by a single swing, if he can do that to Dante, then there's no telling what else he can do against captain level characters, because Asta is definitely captain level, but I will say that for an entire different video. Now, what really impressed me with Asta's new anti-magic demon slayer sword powers, just by the swing of his sword, a single swing, it was letting out black anti-magic energy and it was chasing down Dante like a magnet. Dante was doing good at dodging it, but it just wouldn't stop. Now remember guys, and back in chapter 242, when we first seen Dante dodge Asta's and Ghost combo magic spell, we noticed that Ghost mentioned that when he was able to dodge it, he disrupts space. And notice that every time when Dante used that spell, it's like a little bubble, like a blurry bubble that's in a panel. Notice how Asta's anti-magic is growing through that disrupted space. That is insane. Now, a few people in the comment section of my review talked about how is Dante dodging all these attacks? How is he able to do this? And I mentioned that this is Dante's way of using his mana zone. Now, people got confused because most people think when they think about mana zone, they think that someone has to say mana zone or mana zone is mostly used for attacks, when that's not the case. For example, when Noelle is in her Valkyrie dress mode, she is able to control all the mana within the area. She stated this herself against the Compass Girl when she was elf possessed, that when she's in this form, all the mana within this area is under her control. When a mage is able to manipulate all the mana around the area within themselves, that means that is mana zone. Even if a mage increased the size of a spell or the number or even the direction of the spell, that is all mana zone. And defensively, it can be used as well. Just like how we seen when Yuno used mana zone Spirit Hush Dance. And it's quite similar to what Dante is doing. Gravity magic is already overpowered, but for Dante to be able to cover up an entire battlefield with his gravity magic, and to go up more percentages with his devil powers and the way his gravity magic is increasing in a wide range, the more he goes up, that is Dante allowing himself to utilize his mana zone. But it makes you think, for Asta to be able to cancel out all the magic in the entire area and to also go through this disrupted space, is Asta using his own version of anti-magic zone? That is up for debate. But just for that long segue, I feel as though Mana Zone Explained video is coming, guys. I feel like that would be a really fun video to do. A complex subject, but I think it can clear up a lot of things. Now, when the fan translations dropped Friday, we seen that Dante's devil name was Lucifer, but in the Viz translations, they added a O. So Lucifero is the name I guess we can rock with. It's still Lucifer is pretty much a reference to his name, so it's pretty much the same thing. I kind of like this though because it makes in a way where Tabata, he can get these devil names, like these real devil names, but he just twisting it and making his own way by adding an O at the end. I'm nitpicking a little bit because I hope It's more creative than this. I want to see Leviathan, no, Beelzebub, go, Satan, no. Yeah, let me just stop. But speaking of devil names, we finally got the correct name of the word magic devil. In the fan translations, his name was Gred or Greed, but now we got Zagred. I like this name a lot better because I'm glad it just wasn't plain old Greed. Zagred is a much better name, and we was told this by Lucifero, but there was something very important within this dialogue that kind of changed the context in the Viz translations when he was speaking about Asta and his devil. When Dante asked Lucifero who is Asta's devil, he said that he doesn't know who he is. If there is a high-ranking devil in this world, it is Zagred who left the underworld. But it doesn't seem to be him. That lets us know that he does not know that Zagred is actually dead. Then he goes on to say that Asta's devil that can have the power to erase magic is probably a low-ranking nobody. But not knowing that this low-ranking nobody actually helped defeat the word magic devil. This gives Dante the biggest confidence boost of all time, because now he's thinking to himself, then Asta is definitely no match for us. The Dark Triad possessed the superior demons, and this can be the downfall of Dante underestimating Asta, because this is the same way of thinking that Zagred, the word devil, had when he looked at Asta's anti-magic devil. Just because he's superior and a high-class elite devil, he looked at Asta's devil as a weakling, a complete nobody. It makes you think that's probably why the anti-magic devil does not work with any other devils. He wants to destroy them. That's probably his plan. That's probably why he chose Asta, because they can relate to one another, because there is a hierarchy in the demon realm, and it seems as though it's just like our world in the Black Clover world. But remember, Lucifero said that Asta's devil is probably a low-ranking devil. That doesn't mean that it's a fact. He said probably. Asta's devil is probably a high-ranking devil, but no one knows who he is. I think that's what makes Asta's devil more dangerous, because no one knows who he is, and plus the anti-magic. Zagred mentioned that Asta's anti-magic is overflowing and is resonating with his own magic. And we know that when Asta is in his black form, is very sensitive to strong magic. And when he's fighting a devil, it overflows his anti-magic, meaning that he gets stronger the longer the time he's fighting a devil, which is very dangerous. Which is why Asta throughout the fight is getting stronger fighting Dante. That is why we see all these crazy anti-magic spells that he is using are being more powerful than the previous spells that he used before. They are more sensitive and they are chasing down Dante, because anti-magic energy chases anyone down. We've seen this happen when Asta, when he learned how to use his anti-magic form, is able to chase down strong magic. The stronger the user, the more dangerous Asta can be. We've seen this happen when he first tapped into this power and he was able to chase down Ladros. Another example of this during the Hot Spring arc, when Asta was able to chase down Miraleona because of the sheer force of magic that surrounds her. So Asta's devil, in no way, shape, or form do I believe he's a low tier. Maybe in the eyes of devils because his magic is hard to explain, well, his anti-magic, but I think that from the based off evidence, there's no way he's low tier. In the sword that was able to stab Ghost, Dante created 3 of them surrounding Asta, and Asta used Black Hurricane, blocking all of his attacks. Now at this point, after seeing this, Dante is still cocky. He is still underestimating the power of Asta's anti-magic devil powers, saying that, wow, you're still not giving up. And during this Black Hurricane, Asta was able to use his Demon Dweller's sword using the attack spell Black Slash. But Dante is still conceited. He's saying that there is no possible way you're going to hit me. And Dante again teleports away and dodges it, but Asta telegraphed and knew where he was going to reappear, and he finally hit Dante. Now we know that Dante is not going his 100% full power mode against Asta, but I think this gave Dante a wake-up call that you probably should, because Asta is getting stronger and he is adapting in this fight. And when Dante seen his own blood, he said, "How dare you leave a wound on me?" I think the Dark Triad are so used of overpowering everyone, especially in Dante's case. It's probably been a long time since he was pushed back like this. I think these are the early signs that Tabata is showing us that Asta will be the one to defeat Dante, or probably play a part in defeating Dante. Maybe Asta won't just be the only one fighting him. Of course, we're going to see other people, but Asta will be the vocal point. He will be the key at defeating Dante. And his downfall could be underestimating Asta's anti-magic devil. Now, before I wrap things up in this video, one thing I forgot to mention, Gray in this chapter felt that she was just completely useless. Her conversion transformation magic just isn't working. She wants to help Ghost, but his life is slipping away from her, and she wants to help, but people think that she's going to achieve a new spell next chapter and probably save Ghost. Because you can achieve new spells by even being in deep sadness, you can awaken one. Now, unpopular opinion, I do not want this to happen. Not because I want Ghost to die, but because I want trauma in the story. I want more of that, and especially because this is Dante. If Zeno can wipe out half of the Golden Dawn squad and no one can bat an eye or have a problem with that, why not keep the same energy when one Black Bull member dies? I think if Ghost dies, this will give more character development for Gray and all the Black Bulls entirely. So it's not fair to say all the Golden Dawns and half of them should die. Some people felt like everyone in the Golden Dawn should die, even Yuno. But why is it a problem if one Black Bull member die? Just one. I think it's time you take off your biased bifocals off your eyes, alright? But that's just my unpopular opinion take on that. But I want to know your guys' thoughts, so comment below and tell me what you think about this. Also, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Join my Discord, it's in the description. Follow me on Twitter, that's in the description as well. Subscribe with notification bells on. I know a lot of you guys watch my videos, but you ain't subscribed yet. I check my analytics, okay? But no, you guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out.